We're all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
I'm Quentin when I last checked.
And we are here to talk to you all about what's happened so far this week. We will be covering episodes on Sunday the 3rd of November, Monday the 4th and Tuesday the 5th of November. Tonight's episode, you have been warned, there will be spoilers. So Quentin, what do you think of the week so far? What do you think about tonight?
Before I proceed, can I just say last night was a wonderful moment of serendipity in a restaurant in London. I was sat there with my wife and the person at the next table, I kept thinking, I know you, I know you. And just before she left, I said, do I know you? And she turned around and said, oh, it's Quentin, hello. Anyway, long lost colleagues from 26 years ago. Haven't seen her for that long. And we've now hooked up on Facebook and I have discovered she is an Archers fan. So I'm busy trying to recruit her to All About the Archers. So if you're listening tonight, Diane, hello, hope you're with us.
Welcome indeed. Yes. So
yes. Always on the lookout for new listeners to All About the Archers. Sorry, what was the question again? What did I think about tonight? Yes?
Yes.
I've done this before. Well, the instant fave about tonight was the fact there's no Justin. So that made it an excellent episode. I'm heartily sick of Scroogey Justin because we are being teed up for A Christmas Carol, let's be honest here. So no more nasty, sniping, irascible Justin for once. We've had a lot of him recently. So that was interesting. We had misshapen and oversized sandwiches, shades of Adam, I thought, again. Is there any man in Ambridge capable of making a decent-sized, proper-shaped sandwich? I do wonder. You were too kind to her, says Tom, to Natasha's more than generous speech, I thought. So there is resentment there. Sparks with Megan as well. She's an interesting little character they've dropped in. I look forward. What does she say? Justin won't know what's hit him if I get my hands on him. So Sparks will fly. Clearly loathes Tom for what he did. So I think it was, it was interesting. The thing about what I didn't understand was Natasha says, why don't you should sell Summer Orchard. Now, I'm not great on properties. Who owns Summer Orchard? What is it? Who lives there at the moment? Philippa, over to you.
That's Natasha's fruit business, her fruit juice business.
Oh, God, of course.
And actually, I think that makes sense. Yes. Initially, I thought, oh, gosh, that's a ridiculous idea. But actually, it makes sense because it's never seemed to generate a huge amount of money, although it did keep her in her lifestyle to which her credit card had been accustomed before she hooked up with Tom. But we've not really heard much about the strength of that business, although fridges go wrong and this, that and the other. So, yeah, I'm interested in taking over the tea room. But Q, you've missed the moment, the real moment.
I've just realised what I missed was that we might have another Gagriculture.
Yes,
exactly. And more Jakob hosting, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes,
with the buzzer.
Absolutely. I got that. No, I don't know why I missed it. I've put it in capitals.
Yeah, me too. Mine was in capitals as well. Yes, very excited. And I love the reference to the silent fireworks from a year ago, which Eddie didn't arrange.
That's right.
And of course, that's what all started with Harry Chilcott, with the horse getting injured, hearing the fireworks and impaling itself. And then Harry came to complain and met Alice. So I like that sort of...
what happened because of that instant.
Exactly. So sandwiches... yes, triangles or squares, where do you sit on this vital subject?
It's what's inside, to be honest, Philip. I don't really... I'm quite like a triangle. It takes me back to my childhood. I like a square if it's got a good filling. What?
The fillings were seafood cocktail or cheese and celery. I mean, it's not winning, really, is it?
Well, it's food. I didn't clock what was inside, Philippa. So I did hear the word seafood. Yes, I did.
You mentioned the Christmas Carol references that we've seen. So who's going to be Tiny Tim, do you think?
Jack or Jack?
Yes, or Brad.
Brad. I was going to say Brad, but is he a bit too big? Brad.
Well,
I was trying to go for.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, they're hitting us over the head a bit with it, aren't they? I mean, it really is. I mean, we've had. I mean, why is Martin suddenly not into money? I mean, that wasn't explained. I mean, suddenly he's, I don't care about money anymore. What?
Yes,
We've
that
had
was weird.
Lillian sort of disgusted by his attitude towards Kirsty and Rex. Now we've got Megan in for it, and of course Miranda was magnificent.
Miranda.
When they had their argument over the table for one, and I mean she actually refers to him as like some skinflint Scrooge. It's not even subtle, is it? This, I mean, he's been set up, isn't he, to have a realization near Christmas about what an awful man he is, and he's gonna probably give Kirsty and Rex acres more land to make up for his miserliness. I mean, he wouldn't lend Megan his phone, would he?
That was terrible when he drove past her. I was so cross.
What I didn't understand was clearly he drove Lillian back and then drove back to see Megan, because in those exchanges with Megan, Lillian was no longer there.
No, he was taking Lillian shopping, then he was going back for the meeting, and then he was going to go and pick her up. So he drove past her with Lillian in the car and Lillian protesting, and then came back on his own, having dropped Lillian off, and that's when he picked her up.
Right. But he was on a way to a meeting. He wasn't ostensibly going to pick up Megan.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it was interesting when Miranda's reflected on him as a young, handsome man, didn't she? I remember she said, I was watching you for about 2 or 3 minutes walking across towards the National Gallery, and I watched you. You made an old man laugh near the National Gallery. What made you so kind then, and where's it all gone now? I mean, that's the ghost of Christmas past, isn't it? So, don't you think it's been laid on a bit heavily with a trowel? I know it's Christmas.
Yeah, and just a bit early. I'd have thought it would be next month that they do this.
I agree.
I hope it's being laid on so heavily it's not the case and they're not doing it. They're just sort of
a bit obvious, isn't it?
Teasing us with something we don't want to be teased with. But of all the things that Justin's done, wanting to see a business plan when people have forgotten to renew the contract because they were busy thinking of other things isn't the worst thing he has done in this entire world.
I mean, do you really need a business plan for a couple of acres of rewilding? I mean, come on.
For weeds, no.
For weeds. Another miserly line was when Brad was talking to him about AI, and he says, well, you don't have to pay he said, you don't have to pay AI holiday or sick pay. So they're really troweling on the miser, aren't they, as well? Justin the miser.
I mean, we heard yesterday that Emma and Will have got a visiting pass. They're off to see George on Thursday, which is very exciting. So looking forward to hearing about that. What do you think will happen?
I think George will try and put on a brave face, assuming Brad hasn't told them as much as he has. My concern is in trying to push for him to be transferred to a young offenders institution is that young offenders institutions are notoriously even tougher than adult prisons. So just because he's been moved to one of those doesn't mean he's going to get on any better. I also think it's highly tenuous that given a bit of bullying, he's going to get a transfer this early on anyway, especially since prisons are overcrowded as it is. I mean, prisons are tough. A bit of bullying comes with the territory. So I think this MP is falsely raising their hopes.
Oh, she's not. Don't you say anything negative about the lovely Sarah Byron, MP of this parish.
I think she's lovely.
Oh, I thought she was fabulous. Yeah,
but I'm being realistic, Philippa. I don't think an MP will be able to get a transfer that quick. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I think she was realistic in what she said to them, and yes, he there's worse bullying that goes on, but it sounds like Brad had said he'd lost a lot of weight when Brad saw him. So I do worry when Emma and Will go to see him, he will have lost even more weight. I mean, it is concerning, and if they're trying to. Well, it's just what the future will be for George.
He will be so skinny, Philippa, he'll be able to get through the bars and escape.
Well, then he's out. Yes, let's hope that's not the story. But I am concerned, and I think Emma will find it very hard to cope with, because she will feel guilty that she's the one that's made the call, and he's in there, and how much he'll want to see her, and he won't want to sort of display affection to his mother because he'll see that the bullies are watching, and it's all going to be quite nasty.
Why has he granted her a pass to see him then if he doesn't want to see her?
Yes, I mean, I just imagine that there been conversations, but up till now he didn't want to see her, and yes, all will be revealed. Any other faves?
Well, Miranda, really. I mean, I just looked at another. When she met him at Grey Gables, you're the very last person I want to share a table with. I thought was straight up there. What else? Got more. Well, I just said. I mean, for me, I've mentioned Megan saying he won't know what's hit him about Justin. That's a fave as well. Essentially, the main flop, if we can flip it to that, is it was Justin all week. Really, he's just a dreadful creature, isn't he?
A fave for me. I did enjoy Megan tonight, ignoring Natasha and Tom and feeling resentful. And Tom has a wife. I just thought that was lovely to hear.
And when she also said, "I resent the way Tom has moved on and you haven't." Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No, she's good fun, Megan. Yeah.
Yeah, I was intrigued when Sarah Byron called to have her tree looked at.
Yes.
She called the number that was on the business card, which is a home number. And it worries me that in their business they don't actually have a mobile phone which someone could call. They're not going to get as much business if they don't have a mobile phone number. So that was a concern for me. But my real fave moment was the fun run, because just this idea of Will and Ed suddenly having to don headbands and wristbands and join in with the running and talk to Sarah, who I thought was brilliantly played by Michelle Greenidge, really, really good. And just, you're going to see this rush of people signing up suddenly to do fun runs because they think it's the way that they're going to get to see their MP in future.
It's probably more effective, to be honest. Yeah. Who's going to be the ghosts of Christmas? We've had past, haven't we, Miranda? Who's going to be the ghosts of future and present then? Or have we had them?
Well, the
present
ghosts
is Lillian,
of Christmas
I guess.
Present. Yes, and my worry is it'll be Harrison, because he will be a ghost because he's had to go and deal with all this gang violence. So I'm a bit concerned what will happen there.
What about future then? Do you think that's going to be Harrison? Future?
Well, I'm being a bit facetious.
Well, you're allowed to be. It's a podcast, Philippa. Be facetious. You've got out the serious side of bed today. What?
I don't care about the ghosts. I don't care about the Christmas Carol references. It's not December. It's literally bonfire night.
Yeah, but Philippa,
tonight,
what you want and what we've got is different. I mean, we are analysing the Archers as presented to us, and they are hitting us over the head with the Christmas Carol. I put it to you again, Philippa. We need to discuss this. Clearly not.
Yes, who will? Go on, who do you think's going to be the ghost of Christmas future? Go on, you say. Megan?
No, I think it feeds into my prediction, so I'm going to wait for that.
Oh, watch this space, everybody.
Yeah.
Another flop of mine was the fact that Fallon's finished work now and has at least 2 months minimum until she's going to start opening her business, because it doesn't open until at some point next year. What is going on? It seems mad.
I love the way you get so obsessed by these minutiae that, I just doesn't trouble me at all, because time will be compressed, Philippa, to a certain extent. It's not always in absolute real time. She'll spend the 2 months trying to get a barren unit looking halfway decent, like a cafe. So, and they've got to come up with a name for a start. So, which we on our Facebook group have come up with many for them, and which they'll all be ignored. So, but you obsess about the minutiae. It's entirely up to you. Well, the other thing that I thought I put down as a flop, I mean, I wasn't convinced by Brad being the maitre d' at Grey Gables, just popping up and no, that didn't convince me. I thought that was contrived so that we'd have Justin being mean again. Did it convince you that Brad would be in that role?
Well, because somebody else had got his day off and Brad was filling in. Just the whole thing was a bit surreal, especially following on from Friday's episode in the car. But I've got a prediction about that. So tell me, who is your star of the week and why?
Well, I think I've made it very obvious, haven't I? It's Miranda. I mean, essentially, if it's a Miranda week, she's likely to be my star unless there's an outstanding performance from somebody else. So yeah, it's Miranda, and I think yours begins with M as well. I think.
No, it does not.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
mine begins with an S
for the MP.
Yes, well, Sarah Byron, MP.
MP. See.
I see what you did there.
No, I was thinking of Megan, to be honest, but yeah.
Well, I like Megan, but I love Sarah Byron. She can run and talk at the same time, so demonstrating high levels of fitness, compassionate, helpful, but realistic. Follows straight up with a bit of business for them, cutting down the tree. Didn't give the game away to Emma. I think she sensed something there. So yes, that was my star of the week. Let's get on to predictions. Q, tell me.
Well, this is my ghost of Christmas future, and I think we're going to see the return of Tiger to Pusscat. Yeah,
Matt Crawford making a return. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think when Lillian boots him out, which it's going that way at the moment, isn't it? Unless he has a massive conversion 2 days before Christmas, I think Justin's on his way out, isn't he? And Matt will come back. He's like the ghost of past and future, isn't it? This one.
Yes, he could be the ghost of Christmas future.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, 2 predictions. One is that all MPs in future will hold surgeries on fun runs from this point on. Much more effective. And then also, I think because this week was written by Nick Warburton, and often that precedes something big happening. We heard car trouble last week with Justin, which made me a little bit nervous. So I'm worried that there is going to be some sort of massive problem with the car. And will Justin be no more? Will something significant happen to Justin? That's my prediction. And by the sound of it, you are completely on board with my prediction, Q.
All because his electric car bonked out.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
These are the clues that I feast upon to create.
I want to find out more about Martin. Why has he suddenly eschewed money? Where's this come from?
And wanting a lobster thermidor in the glove compartment. Anyway, there we go.
But do you want to hear more about Martin's?
No.
You don't want to know why he's no longer interested in money? I mean, that was
no, I don't.
That was left field.
No, I want more of the key characters. That's what I want to hear more of. I want to hear what happens in prison. I'm here for it, but we will see. Now on Saturday, it's not recorded yet, so fingers crossed. But on Saturday there will be an interview for you to listen to and watch with the wonderful David Troughton, who plays Tony Archer. That's very exciting. Really looking forward to that. And I'll be back on Tuesday with Katie for more of our madness. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And bye-bye from me. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.